Right then, it's the 4th of August 2025 and I'm back on with this Street Fighter. It's been a good while. Did part 1 and then yeah, sun came out, bears came out, bike came out, you know, and yeah, it just got sacked off. So it's been a good few months. Not looked at the exact date I put part 1 on, but yeah, I thought I need to do that. I best get on with it and get it running. So if you remember, if you'd watched part 1, it did start, but didn't run all that well. I've not tried to start it in ages actually. Right. The petrol pump. Maybe there's not much fuel in it. It's going mad. Maybe not much fuel in it. It's on reserve. Yeah, there's virtually no fuel in it. But yeah, when it did run, it wasn't running right. It's definitely a carb problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight in on the carbs, get them opened up, and look for the problem, which is most probably pilot jets. So let's go. Right, I've just undone 2 Allen keys here, so I'm just going to take the tank off with the actual, a little bit of fuel there, with the actual tap. So this is the main feed that goes to a fuel filter there and goes to the fuel pump. Oh, coming out. That's off. Right, should just pull off. Hopefully. There we go. Right, first things first, I think I might just lower it. Flip your neck. Here we go. So I need to work out how this airbox comes off. There's a size 10 here. Can't really see anything. It does split in half, but you don't normally have to split them in half. What I'll do is I'll take that size 10 out and just, I don't know if it's this or what. Can't really see what's fastening it on. There's some screws here. Yeah. Get that bolt out for starters, that size 10. At the moment I've just got a magnetic tray for putting stuff in. There's not too many nuts and bolts at the moment, but I'm a big lover of sectional sort of boxes when I get too many, because otherwise they get mixed up and then you're like, when you put it back together you don't know what to do, you don't know where they go. Oh, that was easy enough. Right then. Right, I've just done this tube here, and there's another tube here which should, I think, just will pull off from the airbox. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. There's a little tiny one here you can't really go wrong with. So sometimes tubes you forget where they've gone. So that was easy enough, yes. Right, I'm going to undo the throttle because it just makes it easier getting throttle cables off. That was bloody tight, that. Fluffy well tight. I was actually worried for a split second it was going to just round off. There's no locating pin on that, by the looks of it. Why has it wouldn't have turned? Some of these cheaper bikes, like these are alright, the steel's good, but some modern cheaper bikes from other countries like China, I've found really quite new bikes that they just round off. It's virtually impossible to get them out because the steel isn't that good quality. But these good old Kawasaki's, even though it's a 1994 and it's 31 years old, use good strong steel, which is always going to be good and strong steel, isn't it? It's still round off now and again though. So that their cable's off. Just makes it that bit easier to take them off from the carb. They feel alright. Just need to find the like Jubilee clips, which seems to be quite hidden, but they'll be definitely down there somewhere. So I'll have to undo the choke, undo the throttle cable, any more tubes. This petrol tube, should probably undo that from the carb there. They look quite easy to work on, really. Quite accessible once that air filter's off, which is good. I have just found the Jubilee clips. They're quite easy to get at, just with the help of this torch. I can see them quite easily. A nice long screwdriver, which don't need it this end, but I'm going to need it in the middle. I can get it in there quite nicely. So they should come off quite easily. So let's go. Right, I've just done these two, but I went to that side to do it from that side, and they're all going that way, which is fucking madness if you ask me. Should have two coming this way, two coming this way. So yeah, anyway. Try and get in with these. Well, it's a good job I've got a long screwdriver. This screwdriver is actually ancient. It's only a cheap one, but it's always good to have one because they don't half come in useful sometimes, and the apps can absolutely knackered if you haven't got one. There it's on. These carbs should pull off now very easily. There's probably loads of stuff still attached them to the bike. Definitely the throttle cable. We'll soon find out in a few seconds, won't we? So yeah, first things first, get this fuel pipe off. Like a little clip there, which you can just be able to squeeze quite easily. Straight off, easy peasy. That was so easy. Might want replacing really. Might have sort of hardened up over the years. Now, will it come off by hand? Well, I need a crowbar. Might need a crowbar. People be like, no, don't use a crowbar. But I find they're good if you're very gentle with them. Yeah, you have got to be careful. They are fragile, you know. Got to find somewhere to leave it where you're not going to actually flipping break the carburetor. Yep. We're off. Quickly get that choke off. That was easy enough. The tube here, which is probably antifreeze going into the carb to warm the fuel. Definitely is. It's going to a radiator pipe downstairs. Huh, huh, huh. There's another one at the other end. It's got two sort of radiator pipes, and we've got the throttle cable, which should easily undo now we've done the actual throttle. Throttle cable looks like it'll pull off really easy. There's not even any side sensor or anything. There you go. So that's that. Oh, is this? That's not going to anything. That was going to the airbox. So we've just got two water cables, antifreeze cables, antifreeze tubes. Yeah. Let's tick over. Right, I've just lowered the camera just for you lot at home, so you can actually see the tube there. See it? That's the clip there. Clips off. And pull it off, and then stick a screw in it. It might leak. Don't want to lose antifreeze if I can help it. Coming out of it anyway. Right then, I've undone everything and I'm 100% super confident that it's going to come straight off and there's nothing I've missed. Ta-da! Yeah! Yeah! Right, there you go, and I've just noticed a tiny bit of antifreeze dripping there. Just wait. Oh, there you go. So what I'll do, I'll stick a screw in there. So yeah, there's a screw in there. There's a screw in there. And these look quite big, these. You know. Look at that, look at the inlet valves down there. So two holes, one for each valve, yeah? Because there's two inlet valves, two exhaust valves, 16 valve. Yeah. These are all good, these manifolds. They're normally alright, you know, they last for years. Good quality petrol resistant rubber. Sometimes they do split, but I think these will be alright. That there don't look great, does it? See it there. That'll be cleaned up and oiled so it goes in and out nicely. You know, these must be how Kawasaki have designed them to all be going the same way. See how they've going the same way? Yeah. Show you the carbs now. Right then, can you see me? I think you can see me now, can't you? Right then, what are they like? I've drained the fuel. I'm always like, look at these screws. Look at the screws. Have they been apart before? They look quite good, like they've might not have been apart, but I can't really see a 1994 bike. Never had the carbs apart. But they look good. See what I mean? Not rounded or anything like that. You never know. Some are rusty, some are good. They're gold. That one there's a bit rusty. Let's get in there. Right, the best screwdriver, Fackham. So we've got 4, 8, 12, 16, haven't we? Yeah. Might have to go out there in the vise, but we'll see. Gotta be so careful. Oh yeah. There goes one. Right, they're all slack. One was slightly loose, so they have been off before, definitely, but someone didn't round them all off, which is good. It kept them in good condition. And I'm going to use my D-Walk because I took 4 out. I'm going to take 12 out with my D-Walk. I'll probably get shouted at for doing this, but probably shouldn't touch carbs with power tools, but I don't care. So here goes what they like, and how lucky are you guys at home to be able to see carbs being opened up that haven't been opened up for years and years and years without having to do any work. There you go. What are they like? Don't want to get these mixed up. Keep them in order. Bit of dirt there, see it? A little bit of dirt, see it there? A little bit, so they are a little bit dirty, which them little bits can easily get into your jets. So now to have a good look. Let's get my light right. So the pilot will be down that hole there. Obviously you've got your main jet there, so the left of it will be your pilot, and that's what's going to be blocked. Don't think them main jets will be blocked. I'll put money on it. These here are blocked. So we'll get them out, have a look. Right then, we're getting another telling off now for undoing pilot jets without warning people. that screwdriver, this is my best pilot jet screwdriver. I've had it years. I always like this one. You feel it there, but if you don't get these out and you round them off, you've basically knackered the carbs. You won't get them out. So you can warm them. Obviously the floats are in there, but I could get my heat gun on them. But I might not. Should we just go for it? Fucking hell, like. I clicked in a second ago, now I don't want to click in. There it is. Got to be careful, just a little tiny back and forwards. Okay, no, I don't like that. I'm gonna heat them. Probably should take the flipping floats out really. They need to come out anyway. Check the float valves. Smell burning plastic or something already. Not the best of ideas probably. Yeah, float valves are pretty minging anyway. These want a proper clean, really. That was definitely a bad move on them floats, because I've actually damaged them slightly, but I don't think they've got a hole in. But you can see a little melted something there. Yeah, the bar across have melted it. What an idiot. Bastard. Oh, that was a bad error, that. Right, a bit more. Should hear it go. Oh yeah. It won't need a new float valve. You get away with that, but it was silly. That was a silly billy there. Definitely a silly billy. Oh well. Oh. Right, here we go. Oh yeah. Whew. 2 down, 2 to go. It's the first time I've ever actually tried heating them. I've done hundreds of carburetors, I've never ever tried heating them. I read something about heating them the other day. Obviously I've heated nuts and bolts and that, but never carbs. But yeah, you know, you live and learn. No one's ever taught me, it's all self-taught. Fucking hell there. You won't believe the stress there. You know, if that rounds, that's 250 quid for a new set of carbs. So how much they're charging for carbs and stuff like this nowadays? It's 50 quid a set. Flipping doesn't exist anymore. Last one. If this comes out, we're in business. If it shears or rounds, we're foot. You just do little sort of baby back into, really push down, get your shoulder into it. And I've got knackered shoulder at the moment. I've always got something knackered. There you go. That is definitely 4. Right, I've just adjusted the camera so you can see all 4 pilot jets drop out. Yay! There's a pilot jet. So normally I tend to look down them and look at the sun. Can I actually see anything? No, I can see bugger all, so they're definitely blocked. So yeah, the verdict is that the carbs are definitely blocked and filthy, so they want cleaning, and then it'll run like a new one. So yeah, messed up them with them floats, unfortunately. Really messed up there, but yeah, I'll just show you that. Yeah, see that thing there? It's disappeared off that one. But I don't think it'll make any difference. You know, they're pretty solid, luckily. But that was a silly move, that. I just thought that because it's a heat gun and it's not actually flipping flames, it wouldn't have harmed them. But obviously it has. So yeah, my own stupid flipping fault. So yeah, these float valves sort of seats want cleaning, coming out cleaning, wants the air blasting through it, wants a right good clean, ideally ultrasonic cleaning, really, ideally. And it's like, oh, I've got to set my ultrasonic cleaner up, but yeah, I'll just ultrasonic clean it once doing. So yeah, let's get on with it. And I've took the emulsion tubes out, which are there, which don't look great. Some tiny little holes there, they can block up, they need unblocking. That's an emulsion tube, that's your main jet in the end. So what I'll do is I'll just clamp that in the vise to take that out, and I'll clean them up. I'll put them in a separate jam jar in the ultrasonic cleaner. Obviously these pilot jets, I'll go down them with a brake cable, a bicycle cable, a strand off a bicycle cable. These float valves and the float seats, you know, they're getting mixed up. Try not to mix them up if you can help it, but it's not, don't really matter too much. Flipping it, you know, because they will have like seated into each other, sort of mated up. So yeah, and obviously I'll clean them as well, get it all in the ultrasonic. I'm not going to strip them carbs anymore. I don't take the carbs apart, separate them or anything daft like that. I've got an ultrasonic cleaner which they will fit in at bank of 4. Just put a whole lot in, try and keep things simple, you know. You don't want to be taking the whole lot to pieces and stripping them all right to separate carbs and all that. I try and just do as little as I can, really. Might take the diaphragms out, that's probably a good idea. But yeah, well, these sliders here, like, have a look at the needles because they're probably filthy. So that's another 16 screws. Take them out and get them in the cleaner. And all this lot in the cleaner, in a jam jar. All this lot. Obviously the floats, I might just float them in the water, the ultrasonic cleaning fluid, and get them cleaned as well. Yeah, let's go. Right then, it's next day now, and I've prepared the carbs. I've took the diaphragms out. There's little brass bits here, 4 of them, where the little sort of D bit on the diaphragms is. I've took them out because I didn't want to risk losing them at really small. I've got all the bits and bobs in there, yeah, which I'm going to try and put that into the ultrasonic cleaner in the basket, yeah, so it's not shorting out anywhere. Hopefully that should work better than a jam jar. I would normally put them in a jam jar, but I just thought I'm going to experiment with this. I think that might be better. So the bowls are here, so they're just going to go straight in. I might just clean them manually. I'll check them out afterwards, and if they need a bit of a manual clean, I'll do that as well. Here's the carburetors. I have jet washed these, but I didn't film it. Yeah, but when I jet washed them, I put them in my Black & Decker workbench, which you can tighten up. Which are really good, them Black & Decker workbenches. If you haven't got one, I'd get one. And I jet washed it while the Black & Decker workbench was holding it, which I've never done before. I just had an idea to do that, and it was a good idea, because I have been putting them on the floor before on a piece of wood or something, and they just obviously just move around everywhere when you jet wash them. Some people might not agree with jet washing them, but I do, because I like to just get all the dirt off them, especially when they're filthy, because these were filthy, yeah, filthy on the outside. Jet wash more for the outside, but I did in there. They're probably clean enough now to actually work quite well, but I'm still going to ultrasonically clean them. Ultrasonic cleaner is set up. I've set it to 80 degrees, but it's actually saying it's 47 degrees. But I've actually got a temp here, a gauge here, and it says 69.2 degrees, so it's lying. So there you go. It says it's 47 degrees, and I've set it to 80. But that is more accurate, and that says it's 69.6 now. I've put toweling on top just to keep a little bit of insulation. Just thought it might just stop losing a bit of heat. So yeah, let's get them in. Let's get them in, and then you set it here. I've got it filled right to the top. Because someone did say, I've had a few people advising me on these, because I didn't really know what I was doing. You know, I've bought it, I've used it. No one's ever really taught me anything. I'm self-taught. Taught myself in this garage. And advice, I'm going to say, if I'm doing something wrong and you want to comment. Honestly, advise me, because I might not know, and it might be really good advice. So someone was advising to make sure the water is at the top. There isn't any sort of max level indicator on this though. There's nothing there, so I've had it quite low, possibly about here-ish. And it said you can actually burn them out if you're not careful, because they're too low and they're doing too much hard work. So that was good advice. Also, someone was saying you can use descaler solution. That is a bit dark, because it is obviously I've reused it a few times, but I've just topped it up with quite a bit of clean stuff. But the last bit I had, so even though it's dirty, there's no like grime in it, because all the grime did sink to the bottom. So I am reusing it. I don't know if people agree with me reusing it or what, but it is quite expensive, and it's 30 litres. It's the biggest one you can get out of these digital ultrasonic cleaners. These certain ones, these Chinese ones, Vevo. There's probably 2 different makes you can get, which they're all the same. But yeah, let's get them in anyway. Let's go. Let's do it. Ooh. So I'd say 69 degrees is quite warm. We should clean it really well. And also, someone was also advising me in the comments, saying to make sure you keep rotating the carburetors, because if there's airlocks inside the carburetors, it's not going to be cleaning them. Yeah, it needs to be all full with the solution. So I'm presuming you need to be turning them underwater. So I'm not sure I'm going to do that. Maybe use some pliers or something, because it is obviously very hot. But that is stopping me from rotating the carbs, really, thinking about it. Might be worth just chopping the flipping handle off it. Anyway, put them upside down, probably best. Bowls for cleaning, I should think that's best. Yeah. Keep rotating the carbs. You could quite easily clean these by hand, really. So yeah. Anyway, let's get it in. Move them up there. Get the carbs more central. I've left this rubber on. I don't think it'll do it any damage. So yeah. Wait a minute, this is a bit squished, this. Flippy neck, it's squished. This has been boshed, hasn't it? Ah! Right, I've just straightened the basket out with a nylon hammer. It was a bit bent then, and if it's touching the metal, this bit, obviously it's earthing, and then it's not going to work, is it? So, yes. Really, quite honestly, I'm going to remove that. That was easy enough. Right, I've just had a thought, yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the carbs as separately, and then I'm going to do the small pieces and the basins, or bowls, yeah, I'm going to do that. Otherwise I'm just messing around with space. So very important, like, now I've filled it up so much now, I'm not going to be able to get the handles just underneath the water. It's very hot. Maybe I filled it over too much now. Right, so the basket does have feet, so I'm going to use this and just put it around the sides and just double check. Yeah, it has rubber feet. Double check. This side is a bit tight to the side, if anything. Obviously I don't want to move it with the board. That's alright. You're gentle. Sort of know you're not moving it. I don't think that's touching the sides. You know, I can't see it. So we can turn it on. Get cleaning. Put the towel on again. Help keep the heat in. 20 minutes. We'll do 10 and then I'll rotate it, eh? 10 minutes 30 seconds it says. Turn it on. Oh, it's on. Yeah, of course it's on. It's making the noise. So yeah, let's wait 10 minutes. That's it, 10 minutes. I did wiggle the carbs a little bit, and not on film, just to see if there's any air in there. I didn't turn them round though, because I was worried about earthing the basket out. I did wiggle them a bit. So I'm going to get them out, and then do another 10 minutes the opposite way round. I'm going to do them so the basin's down, sort of, you know what I mean? Not completely the opposite way around, but the way they would be on the bike. And another 10 minutes. I don't think that is touching. Get it back on. Sure if that makes any difference to the cleaning. I don't think it makes any difference, just keeps the heat in, I think. Right then, it's literally about to finish. 3, 2, 1. Yay! So they definitely look clean. Definitely pretty warm as well. Yeah, well clean. There you can see they're well clean. A bit of oxidisation has started though, which is pretty normal I find each time I do it. So what I tend to do is spray them with oil and that sort of neutralises it. But yeah, look alright then. So now we'll do the second lot, which is obviously the bowls and then all the little pieces. So let's get them in. I'll get these on the airline, give them a bit of a blast with the airline. So these are upside down again, which I was going to do with the carbs, but then I changed my mind. And then that I'm just going to put in there, like that. Stick it in. Do the wood test again. Use this instead, because that water seems to be expanding fast. Right, that definitely isn't touching the sides. So try another 10 minutes. There we go. Right then, let's have a look. Everything come up clean. Only 10 minutes, remember. Definitely cleaner. Ooh, see in there, quite clean. You can see a little bit of dirt down at the bottom where the drainage screw is, but we can always take them out and clean that manually. These seem to have changed colour, but we'll clean them manually as well. Yeah, we'll clean them manually as well. Do another 10 minutes and then we'll have a look again. Because they're upside down, they're trying to float. Ow! Ooh! Yeah! That's not touching. Off we go again. Right, it's now finished. I think that's it really. Not a great deal of difference from last time. You can still see the dirt in the bottom there, but we'll have to obviously undo the drainage screw to clean that. These seem to have changed colour. There is quite a lot of the Ultrasonic cleaner fluid in here, so it may be too much. So it's changed colour. That's not great, is it? But it'll soon clean up. They need to be cleaned manually, so that's the next job. But yeah, maybe bicarbonate soda clean them, or just a bit of wire wool or something. But yeah, gonna clean them, get them back together anyway. Right then, back in the office. I've cleaned everything. I did the pilot checks with bicycle cable. I did a bit of bicarbonate soda cleaning with the gun, which I didn't film. I did actually find a float. Hey! So yeah, I burnt that piece on the other one, remember. Totally different colour, but it is definitely an identical float. I've got an old pair of ZXR 1100 carbs that I have pinched a few bits out of, and the floats were still in it, so I thought, oh, I wonder if they're the same, and they are exactly the same, so that was a stroke of luck. Yeah, I've cleaned the needles and the sliders by hand, a little bit of very fine wire wool on the needles, very gently. I've oiled them, because there was that bit of a corrosion, seems to be coming through straight away, a bit corrosive, that Ultrasonic cleaning fluid, and I did have it a bit stronger than normal. Maybe I need to water it down a bit next time, or just change the fluid altogether, get a better fluid which doesn't corrode, maybe. But yeah, I've sprayed it all in oil. The basins, I've cleaned them with oil. they're not on this tray. But yeah, so I'm going to put them back together now, and hopefully everything should go well. Yeah, let's go. Right, that's it, back together. I've tightened those screws up properly. They've all been like twice double checked, sort of thing, even 3 times. I just keep trying them, going up and down, and they've all been checked. Check the sliders, diaphragms. That means the springs are all in properly. There's tiny little brass pieces up here which I took out because I was worried that I might lose them. So I had them in this pot. I didn't film that bit, but I put them back in very gently, and then put the rubber around them, pressed it onto them, pressed the rubber into all the groove all the way around, and put all the diaphragms back together. Obviously pilot jets are clean there, in main jets, everything. So they should run well, these now. So yeah, I'm going to put them back on the bike. I don't think I'm going to film that. I think I'll just put them back on now. So the next time you're going to see me, which will be in no time whatsoever for you guys, but quite well for me, the carbs will be on and it'll be ready to start, hopefully. Well, I might film little bits, you never know. But yeah, right, let's go. Right then, they're on. Cables are attached, chokes attached, fuel pipe is attached, air filters on properly. Very easy to get on the air filter. Like, God, I've had some really difficult air filters before now, really difficult carburetors, but they were easy, very accessible and easy really, which is good. The throttle isn't as nice as I would like it to. You can hear it snap back, but if you just let go, it's slow. It doesn't snap back as much as I'd like it to. There's not a great deal I can do about that, I don't think. Cable's nice and free. Probably something to do with the spring down there, and as you use it more, it might get better. Because the butterflies haven't been opening and closing for ages, and there's just that little bit, possibly seized, you know, not seized, but that little bit, you know what I mean. I have put a bit of oil on them from either side on the butterflies. Maybe a bit of penetrating oil would have been better, but it's still fine, you know, it's fine to start it up and it'll ride like that, no problems. You just have to shut off with your, that can move around, but then it hits there because it's Rental bars, it hasn't got the locating pin. So yeah, but it just hits there. I can tighten as much as you want, but you know, this is quite tight. But the brake does exactly the same job as a locating pin would. So that's fine, you know. It does shut off. It's not as good as I'd like it. I like a nice throttle just go ding straight back. That's what we like. So yeah, on with the tank next and get some fuel in it, see if it starts. Right then, tank is fitted and screwed down, and I do have some petrol. So, will it actually start? Of course it will start. Will it actually run like a good one? Will it tick over perfectly? Of course it will tick over perfectly. Let's go. This fuel was £1.59.9 for V-Power. Absolute bloody rip-off, just like everything else in this country. £1.59.9 per litre, for those who are still in gallons in USA. Per litre, which isn't a lot. Even a pint isn't even half a litre. I think it's 556 millilitres for a pint of beer. Soon it'll be flipping dearer than beer. Jesus. And beer's a bloody rip-off if you want to drink it in a pub, like I do. Right then, hope for no leaks. It shouldn't leak. Turn the fuel on. There's a 10 pounds of fuel. On, it should hit the fuel pump. As it pumps it through, you can see it's coming through the filter. It's now filling the carburetors. Hopefully shouldn't leak. Full show. Not sure if that's full choke. Might have to look at that. There. Oh, we've got a leak. No, we've got a leak. No. Right then, well that was a bit of a pain. I think the leak was the floats just weren't shutting off quite properly. Maybe if I'd had it straight, they might have done. It might have been literally just because it'd been on its stand. And I do find with floats on a fresh sort of carb build where they've been apart, sometimes they just need to sort of settle in. They can stick that first time. Sometimes just a little tap on the side can help them to seal. So I'm just sort of hoping and praying that was the problem, because I couldn't see anything else being the problem. And I did the turning the floats upside down test, turning the carbs upside down so they shut, blowing down the petrol pipe, and it did seem to shut off. And then obviously the choke as well, that wasn't so good. So I've had a bit of a fiddle with the choke, and that's coming on and off now. That's good now, but that was a bit difficult. I swapped the screws around a little bit. The screws with the nylon rock washer. So yeah, that was a bit of a pain in the neck. I could have done without really. So yeah, I'm going to try it again. See if it leaks any petrol. So fuel on. Not fasten the tank on this time, it's loose just in case it has to come off again. Put it straight, give it a bit of a shake, flick it on, turn it on. See fuel going into the filter, obviously filling them up because I've just emptied them again. Is the actual floats going to stop it? No, it's leaking again. It's fucking leaking. You bastard. Right then, next day now. Done a bit of research on fuel relays and stuff, and the problem was staring me in the face. Basically a wire here, I'll show you what it is now. This wire here, which I just hadn't really noticed, hadn't really thought about, hadn't really given it a thought, was going to there. That's the two wires which go straight to the fuel pump. That is a positive 12 volt wire, which is activated by the kill switch, yeah? So when that's off, there's no power at that red wire, yeah? So when it's on, boom, there's power comes to that red wire, and that is the fuel relay here. So he's put a constant positive going straight to the fuel pump, and this is the last owner's done that, and I just hadn't noticed it. So I don't know if it's to prime the system, maybe just to fill the carbs and then get it full, because you could put it on, prime the system with the kill switch, fill the carbs, and then disconnect it, and then just let it do its job, let the fuel relay do its job. Because there's someone mentioning online saying they can be a little bit hard work, these, when they've run out of fuel and there's no fuel in the carbs. But now it seems to be all working. The fuel relay does seem to be working because I've heard the fuel pump kick in. So yeah, normally the case is someone has put in some sort of extra wiring. It can cause problems. Like the Japanese did know what they were doing, believe it or not. So I've had it loads of times, you know, you get some problem and it's just someone else has just bodged some wiring in somewhere, and that's what the problem is. So yeah, let's start it up anyway, let you hear it. So yeah, I have started it. Unfortunately, I wanted to just start it live on camera first time, but I didn't because of the fuel leak. So I have just started it in there. I wasn't filming it, I just sort of thought I'd try it and it went. So yeah. Can't hear the fuel pump like you would have done before, but it does kick in once it starts up. So no choke because it is warm, I've just warmed it up. So I'm happy with that, it is actually running. So now all I need to do is like fasten the tank on. You could hear a bit of a rattle coming from that. That is not fastened on. Yeah, go through it, tighten everything up, clean it all up, and possibly get it ready for riding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish there with part 2, and hopefully part 3 will be taking it out for a spin and seeing what it rides like. Having a bit of fun on it, yay! So yeah, that's it. I'm going to say good night and God bless. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, thanks again. And I was just going to say I do have a website now. It's timsclassics.co.uk, and you can get in touch with me on that if you want to get in touch with me, as I am looking for classic vehicles for sale. Any classic motorcycles, any condition whatsoever, classic cars as well, classic campers, anything, you know, you can always try me. You can go to my website, you can get in touch with me through there. My phone number's there, and I'll give you my phone number in a minute on screen. Anyone wants to get in touch with me with anything for sale. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Good night.